Hello. So today we are going to discuss one problem called as the largest subarray with the equal number of zeros and ones. So the problem statement is pretty clear. It's something like this. If you are given some array like this, you need to tell me the length of the largest subarray which consists of equal number of zeros and equal number of ones. Like in this case, if you go from 1 to 6, it consists of three zeros and three ones. Like in this case, since there is no zero, so we'll say that no such subarray is there. And in this case, if you go, it can be from 0 to 3 with something like this. It consists of two zeros and two ones, or we can also return the value which is from 1 to 4. So how to approach this problem is a very standard approach, and but if you go through this article and even over to the YouTube, then there are a lot of resources in which I don't know why they have complicated the thing. And but it's very simple and a very basic way in which we can approach it. So I don't know what they are doing, and very big stuff and reductant work. So the basic approach to do this question is by using a hash map. So I'll try to explain it and try to submit it here over to this InterviewBit platform. So how to approach this is pretty straightforward. So what we can do is something like this. Suppose the array is this, or let's take this, something like this. So in this case, the answer would be 6 length, because from starting till this, the length is 6, which consists of three zeros and three ones. So how we can approach it is very straightforward. What essentially we'll do is, see, basically we need to find a subarray whose sum should be like in this case, if you see, this is a binary array. So if I just replace these zeros with all zeros with -1, so we just essentially need to find a subarray whose size is going to be the maximum. And I think we must have done that kind of a question. So in this question, we'll just do the same thing. We'll replace all the zeros with -1, and then we need to find a subarray whose size is going to be the maximum. So what we are going to do is, suppose first replace all the zeros with -1, something like this. Okay, so something like this we have done. Now what we're going to do is pretty straightforward. That so we are just going to use this array now. So we'll just maintain one map. Inside that map, what like hash map, if you code in Java, so we'll maintain hash map which consists of two things. The first is the sum, the second is the index. So this will basically tell me, like suppose if index is I, and the sum is j, then it basically tells that from starting till the ith index, the sum is j. So this will basically tell like that. So initially we initialize this with sum as 0 and index as -1. I'll tell you why we have done this. So now we'll go from starting till end. We see that -1 came, so the sum value will maintain one sum value. So sum value will eventually becomes -1. So we'll check first that -1 is present here or not. -1 is not present, so we will put -1 with the index of 0. Next comes minus, like again -1 comes, so this becomes, like we are now traversing this element. We add it to this -1, so it becomes -2. So again -2 is not present, so this becomes -2 with the index of 1. Now again you see -1 again came, then this becomes -3, and correspondingly this becomes -3 and this becomes 2. Now again one comes. Now as soon as one come, this becomes minus 2 because minus 3 plus 1 is minus 2. Now we'll check minus 1, like minus 2 is present inside the map or not. You can see that yes, it is present. So we can just search that minus 2 is present or not. Minus 2 is present and its index is 1. So what we do is we know that its index is what? If you see its index is what? Its index is 0, 1, 2, 3. So we just do 3 minus whatever is present at that location. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So right now our answer, or we can say like maximum length or something, would be 2. Okay. So now we came to this one. Now we came to this one. Now minus 2 plus 1. So basically first I want to tell you that why minus 2 came. So you can just understand from here that this was like minus 1 and this was 1. So basically this becomes 1 0 and 1 1. So which contributed to a length of 2. Now we proceed ahead. So now it becomes 1. Now if you add this to 1, it becomes minus 1. Now you can again see that minus 1 is present. So and its index, if you see, is 4. So 4 minus 0, so 4 minus this 0, what is 4? 4 is the index of this 1. So if you go like 0 1 2 3 and 4, so 4 minus 0 is going to be 4. So the answer becomes 4, because 4 is more than 2 and we want to find the maximum length. Now again we came to the next one. If we add that value, it becomes 0. We again search for this 0. Now you see that this, if we have not initialized our hash map with 0, then it won't work, right? So sum becomes 0 and we check that minus, like 0 is present and it is index value is minus 1. So again we do the same thing. So it becomes 5 minus minus 1, which eventually becomes 6, which is more than 4. So we'll update the value as 6. Okay. Now again we proceed ahead. Now we will add this value to this minus 1. So yeah, so our this value will be like this. Now the answer is 6 for now. So now we can proceed on like this way and do the same stuff. So here we can clearly see that the answer is pretty straightforward to see that the answer is nothing but 6, right? So we can do it like this way. Okay. So yeah, now this is the answer is 6, which is clearly we can see that the answer is 6 from the question as well. So approach is pretty straightforward. Now I'll tell you why this is working. So essentially what we are doing is we are storing the, like if we say that minus 3 comma 2, which means that till the index 2 the sum is minus 3. So it means till 0 1 2. So till this point the sum is minus till this point the sum is minus 3. So and till this point the sum is minus 2 and till this point is minus 1. Okay, so as soon as we add that value, so we'll be getting nothing but minus 2, which is just telling that there is some another point before that in which the sum is same as this point, which is just telling that see, if you are getting, let's say, if you have something like 1, this is sum, right? So this is sum is 1. Now the next sum is 4. Let's say the next sum is 4, the next sum is 5, and next sum is 6, then again sum is 4. So if again sum 4 come, then definitely you can say that between this one, like these two will sum up to a value of 0. Like here it should be something like minus 5. Okay, so if this value would have been 0, then only this sum would comes out to be same as which we have encountered it before. So we just want to store nothing but the history. So we store it using map and it will work. Okay, so approach is straight. Now just code it and try to submit it. So first we need to create a map for it. So map, we can do it using unordered map or something, because we are assuming that the duplicate elements won't come. So next step is just to replace all the zeros with minus 1. So we can just go through the array once, and we can just say something like for auto ampersand x colon this array which is given as nums, and inside that we just need to replace nothing. I mean, first we need to check that whether it's a 0 or not. We can just say if negation of x, which means if x is 0, we will just put x as -1, x equal to -1. Now we need to maintain one variable called sum which is equal to 0, and the other variable is nothing but max length which is equal to 0. Now we will also initialize this with -1 as we have discussed, and then we need to go through the array. Yeah, so here what we need to do is we just need to first find the sum of this nums of I, and then we need to check if dot count of this sum. If we got that sum, then we just need to update this maximum length as max of whatever is a maximum comma I minus of this sum. And if we have not found that value, we will just update this of sum with the index which is coming, right? So this is exactly what we saw as well. So now we can just return the value of this max length and see how many errors are coming. Yeah, so now we'll try to submit it. Since the time is up, so maybe we'll get less score, but it's fine. Yeah, it's working. So, and if you know like how the idea behind this question, we can also do one question in which there is one question, I guess, which says largest subarray with sum equal to k. So we can even try this question. In this question, same question, we just need to find the longest subarray having the sum equal to k. In this question, the sum was k, like 0. In this case, the sum is k. So we can really try this question. It's very similar to what we have done, right? So yeah, okay, thank you.